There comes a moment in life when you silently whisper to yourself, enough. Enough of being average. Enough of living a life that doesn't inspire you. Enough of waking up each day feeling like nothing is changing. This whisper is quiet, but it is powerful. It is the first spark of transformation. And if you hold on to this spark, if you feed it with discipline, courage, and focus, you can come back different in just 75 days. Change doesn't begin with a new plan or a perfect routine. Change begins with a decision. A decision that says, I refuse to stay the same. You don't need permission from anyone. You don't need the world to believe in you. You just need to believe that the person you currently are is not the final version of you. Most people wait for the right time. They wait for motivation, for clarity, for everything to be perfect. But here's a truth the Stoics knew well: the right time is now. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." If life is uncertain, why wait to become who you were meant to be? Why wait to evolve? The next 75 days are not just days on a calendar. They are a test, a journey, a chance to redesign your life. But before anything changes on the outside, something must shift on the inside. You need to understand three things deeply. No one is coming to save you. Discipline will take you where motivation cannot. This journey will be uncomfortable, but that's the point. 1. No one is coming to save you. Life becomes different the day you realize that no one is responsible for your transformation except you. Friends may support you. Family may love you. But no one will wake up every day and fight your battles for you. No one will sacrifice their comfort to build your dream. That's your job. People often say, I'll change when someone believes in me. But the reality is, people believe in you only after you change. They don't clap when you're still at the starting line. They clap when you cross the finish. So don't wait for applause. Don't wait for validation. Begin silently. Begin alone if you must. The world will notice later. 2. Discipline over motivation. There will be days when you feel inspired, full of energy, ready to conquer everything. But there will also be days when you feel tired, bored, frustrated, and lost. Motivation is temporary, but discipline is reliable. Think of a soldier. He doesn't go to battle only when he feels like it. He trains every day because he knows his life depends on it. In the same way, your future depends on the discipline you build now. For the next 75 days, promise yourself one thing: I will show up no matter how I feel. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to transform overnight. You just need to show up every single day. 1 hour of focused work, 1 workout, 1 page of reading, 1 moment of silence. It all counts. 3. It will be uncomfortable. Transformation is not a comfortable process. You will have to sacrifice comfort, old habits, and sometimes people. You will wake up earlier than others. You will study when others are scrolling endlessly. You will train while others are sleeping. You will choose discipline over desire. Your mind will resist. It will say, why so serious? Why not relax? Why not skip today? But that voice is not your friend. That voice is your enemy, the part of you that wants to stay the same. And if you listen to it, it will steal your dreams. Seneca said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Most of your fears are illusions. Most of your limitations are mental. When you step into discomfort, you'll see, it wasn't as scary as you thought. The pain is temporary, but the pride of becoming stronger stays forever. The 75-day mindset. Before we step into routines and strategies, you must build the right mindset. Think of these 75 days as a sacred contract between you and the highest version of yourself. It's not about impressing anyone. It's about proving to yourself that you can do difficult things. Here's the mindset you need. No excuses. If it's important, you make time. If not, you make excuses. No negotiation. You don't negotiate with your goals. If you said you'll do it, you do it. No comparison. This is your journey. Someone else's pace has nothing to do with your progress. Full accountability. If you fail, own it. If you succeed, stay humble. Every morning, remind yourself, these 75 days could change my life. If I waste them, I only have myself to blame. Why 75 days? Because 75 days is enough time to change your habits, your mind, and your direction. Studies show it takes around 66 days to form a new habit. But this journey isn't just about habits, it's about transformation. The extra days are for mastery, reflection, and proving to yourself that this is your new lifestyle, not a temporary challenge. Imagine waking up on the 76th day, stronger, calmer, more focused, and more in control of your life. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing someone you're proud of. That version of you is created by the choices you make today. Your first step. So where do we begin? With one powerful decision, I am no longer okay with being the same. That's it. Don't worry about the entire 75 days right now. Just focus on today. Ask yourself, what habits must I break? What habits must I build? And who do I want to be 75 days from now? Write it down. Be brutally honest. This is your life. No more wasting time. This is the beginning. The decision. The moment you draw a line between your past and your future. From this point onward, everything changes, not because the world will give you something, but because you will become someone different. In the next part, we will dive into designing your 75-day blueprint, your habits, your routine, and the rules you must follow. But for now, hold on to this truth. You can come back different, stronger, sharper, more disciplined. But it starts today, with a decision no one else can make for you. Change doesn't happen by accident. It happens when intention meets structure. If part 1 was about making the decision to transform, part 2 is about building the blueprint that will carry you through all 75 days. Because without direction, even motivation becomes meaningless. You don't want to just try harder. You want to plan smarter. This is where most people fail, not because they lack potential, but because they lack a system. A strong mind alone isn't enough. You need habits. You need routines. You need rules that keep you aligned when your emotions are unstable. Like a warrior preparing for battle, you must sharpen your sword before the fight begins. Why you need a blueprint? Imagine building a house without a plan. You gather bricks, tools, materials, but without a design, everything collapses. Your life is no different. You can gather motivation, watch inspirational videos, write goals in your journal, but if there is no structure, the transformation will collapse. The Stoics believed that discipline is freedom. But discipline without direction is wasted effort. So before you step into the 75-day challenge fully, you must answer this question. What will my days look like? These next days are not random. They must be deliberate. Every sunrise, every hour, every evening must serve a purpose, either to build you or to prepare you. Nothing in between. Step 1. Define your identity goal. Before routines and schedules, you must define your identity goal, not just what you want to do, but who you want to become. Ask yourself, who do I want to be 75 days from now? What would that version of me do daily? How would they speak, act, think, and live? This isn't about external achievements like, I want money, I want abs, or I want success. This is about identity, becoming someone who earns, someone who trains, someone who is disciplined. Here's a powerful sentence to write in your journal. In 75 days, I will become a person who is physically strong, mentally disciplined, emotionally calm, and spiritually centered. Your identity shapes your actions. Your actions shape your results. Step 2. Create your core rules, non-negotiables. The next step is building non-negotiable rules, the laws of your transformation. These are not suggestions. These are commands to yourself. Here are examples of rules you must write, personalize, and commit to. Daily physical training, no excuses. Minimum 1 workout per day. Can be gym, running, calisthenics, or home workout. But it must be done. Mind and knowledge growth. Read at least 10 to 20 pages every day, preferably from philosophy, self-discipline, or personal growth. Clean diet, no junk, no sugary drinks, no cheap meals. Eat like someone who respects their body. No alcohol, no smoking, no substance abuse. Wake up early. Not necessarily at 5 a.m., but at a time that challenges your comfort. Be ahead of the world. Cold showers, optional but powerful. To train your mind to act even when it's uncomfortable. Daily reflection or journaling. Before sleeping, write about your day, your wins, mistakes, emotions. No negativity and no time wasting. Limit social media, gossip, drama, and negative people. No skipping. If you miss a day, you restart from day 1. Write these rules down. Print them. Put them on your wall, your phone wallpaper, your notebook. These rules become your compass. Step 3. Design your daily routine, morning, day, night. Success is found in your daily structure. Your days must follow a rhythm that breeds greatness. Sunrise morning routine, the first battle of the day. Your morning is the foundation of your day. Win this and you win everything else. Example morning routine. Wake up at a fixed time, no alarms snoozed. Make your bed immediately, small act, big discipline. Drink water to rehydrate your body. Pray/meditate/sit in silence for 5 to 10 minutes. Read 5 pages of a book or a philosophical quote. Move your body, stretching, light workout, or walk. No phone for the first 30 to 60 minutes. What? Because this morning routine trains your mind to choose discipline before comfort. It sets a tone that says, I control my day doesn't control me. Sun daytime routine, execution mode. This is the period where you build progress and discipline in action. Example day routine. Work or study with full focus, no distractions. Use time blocks, like 45 minutes focused, 15 minutes rest. Eat clean meals, fuel, not comfort food. Complete your main workout of the day, sweat, push, grow. Practice your craft, skill, or career goals. Avoid meaningless scrolling. Replace it with learning. Focus is your weapon. Remove distractions before they remove your dreams. Crescent moon night routine, reflection and reset. Your night determines your next morning. Instead of scrolling till you sleep, use your night for calm and reflection. Example night routine. Light dinner, 3 hours before sleep if possible. No heavy screen time at least 30 minutes before bed. Take a shower, clean yourself, symbolic reset of the day. Journal, what did I do well? What can I improve? Read a few pages of a calming book. Sleep at the same time to maintain rhythm. A strong day ends with reflection, not distraction. Step 4. Track everything, accountability. If you don't track, you will forget. If you don't measure, you won't improve. You can track your progress in a notebook, a habit tracking app, a simple Excel or Google sheet, a calendar with daily ticks. Every night, record. White heavy checkmark workout done. White heavy checkmark reading done. White heavy checkmark clean diet followed. White heavy checkmark reflections written. Crossmark any rules broken and why. This keeps you honest, because transformation is not about perfection, it's about accountability. Step 5. Remove what destroys you. Transformation isn't only about adding good habits, it's also about removing what weakens you. Ask yourself, which habits are destroying my energy? Which people drain my focus and peace? Which environments trigger my distractions? You can't grow in the same environment that broke you. If you want to rise, you must distance yourself from constant negativity, toxic friendships/relationships, endless entertainment and mindless scrolling, late night habits that ruin your mornings. Seneca once said, if you don't know which port you are sailing to, no wind is favorable. Remove anything that makes you lose direction. Step 6. Prepare mentally for resistance. Your mind will resist this change. It will try to bring you back to comfort. You will hear thoughts like, just rest today, you deserve it. You can start again tomorrow. One small cheat won't hurt. This is your enemy. In Stoic philosophy, they call this the inner tyrant, your weaker self that fears effort and pain. You must confront it with action, not argument. Learn to say, I don't need to feel like it. I just need to do it. Final words of part 2. This is your 75-day blueprint. It is not just a plan, it is a declaration of war against your old self. You're not just changing habits, you are building a new identity. A stronger, wiser, calmer, more disciplined version of you. Part 1 was the decision. Part 2 is the preparation. Part 3 will be the beginning of the actual journey, day 1 to day 7. The painful start. Days 1 to 7, the painful beginning, breaking the old you. The first 7 days are the hardest. Not because your body is weak, but because your mind is still wrapped in the comfort of your old life. You have decided to change. You have built your 75-day blueprint. But now comes the battlefield, the moment where decisions must turn into action. This is where most people quit. Not on day 50, not on day 20, but in the first week. Because change is not painful. Resisting change is. The first 7 days are about one thing: breaking the old you. The version of you that sleeps in, delays everything, scrolls endlessly, eats for comfort, makes excuses, and waits for motivation. That version of you will not disappear quietly. It will fight back. It will whisper, why are you doing this? Just rest. It's not that serious. But you must understand this. You are not fighting against the world, you are fighting against yourself. Day 1, the shock. Day 1 is exciting. You wake up early. You make your bed. You follow your morning routine. You drink water, avoid your phone, maybe even smile because you've finally begun. The workout feels good. The diet feels clean. The discipline feels new. You feel proud. But by evening, reality sets in. You feel tired. Your body aches. Discipline isn't fun anymore. You start to understand, this isn't motivation, this is war. The first day is not hard because of effort. It is hard because of awareness. You suddenly realize how much you've been wasting time in life. But if you end day 1 with full discipline, something powerful happens. You build trust with yourself. Before sleeping, when you journal and write, I did everything I promised, You begin to form a new identity. A person who does what they say. Day 2 to 3, the resistance begins. Your mind will start negotiating. Wake up 30 minutes later. It won't matter. Skip today's workout. Start again tomorrow. Just one scroll on social media. This is the voice of your weaker self. The Stoics called it the inner tyrant. It loves comfort. It fears effort. It is the invisible cage that kept you average for years. And now that you are trying to break out of it, it will fight harder. These 2 days will test your consistency. You might experience body soreness from working out, headaches from removing sugar or caffeine, mood swings because your brain misses dopamine from scrolling, laziness because your system still wants comfort. What should you do? Don't overthink. Don't argue with your thoughts. Just act. Discipline is not about feeling ready, it's about doing what you said, especially when you don't feel like it. Say this to yourself when your mind resists. I don't need motivation. I only need my mission. Day 4 to 5, the breaking point. By day 4 and 5, something strange happens. You no longer feel proud, you feel annoyed. The excitement is gone. The pain of change is real. Your mind starts asking, is this even worth it? Why am I doing this? Maybe I should slow down. This is the most dangerous part. If you push through this, you will break old patterns. But if you give in, you'll go back to the old life. And it will hurt even more because now you'll know you quit on yourself again. So what do you do when the motivation is gone? You remind yourself why you started. Read your 75-day identity goal. You stop expecting comfort. Tell yourself, this is supposed to be hard. You stay present. Don't think about 75 days. Just think about today. Seneca said, he suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary. Don't suffer thinking about the remaining 70 days. Just win the next hour. Day 6, discipline becomes a habit. If you survive the first 5 days without breaking your rules, day 6 feels different. Not easy, but more balanced. Your body starts adapting to early mornings. Your mind begins to accept the routine. You still feel tired at times, but now there's a quiet strength inside you. You begin to experience small victories. You wake up before your alarm. Your body feels slightly stronger. Your journal entries start changing, from doubt to determination. You start respecting yourself more. You realize transformation is not this loud, dramatic revolution. It's quiet. It's you waking up when no one is watching. It's you refusing to eat junk food when no one is forcing you. It's silent. It's consistent. Stubborn. Day 7, the first reflection. Day 7 is not for celebration. It is for reflection. You're not done. You're just getting started. But at the end of this day, I want you to sit down with your journal and ask yourself, did I follow all my rules? Where did I struggle the most? What excuses tried to control me? What habits are hardest to break? What victories did I earn this week? And then write this one sentence. I survived week 1. I didn't quit. And I will not stop now. Because surviving the first 7 days is like crossing a bridge. You leave your old self behind. And even though discomfort is still there, a new strength begins to grow. Why the first week is everything. Anyone can be motivated for a day. Anyone can start. But very few people stay when it gets hard. That's why you should be proud. Not loud, just quietly proud. Because you didn't wait for the perfect mood. You acted. In this week you realize, growth is not glamorous. Motivation fades, discipline remains. Your body is stronger than your mind tells you. You don't need perfect conditions, you just need commitment. This week is about teaching your mind one hard truth. We don't negotiate with ourselves anymore. The rules of week 1 reminder. Before we move forward, let's lock in the rules that helped you survive this week. White heavy checkmark, wake up early, no snooze. White heavy checkmark, exercise daily, no excuses. White heavy checkmark, eat clean, no sugar, no junk. White heavy checkmark, no skipping or delaying tasks. White heavy checkmark, journal every night. White heavy checkmark, no alcohol, smoking or toxic habits. White heavy checkmark, no unnecessary scrolling or distractions. White heavy checkmark, if you break a rule, you restart from day 1. These rules are not punishments, they are tools to rebuild your character. The Stoic mindset for week 1. To help you stay calm in this storm, hold on to these Stoic principles. Control what you can. Your effort, discipline, actions. Not other people or circumstances. Pain is not your enemy. It is the doorway to strength. Don't crave comfort. Crave growth. Be present. Today is all you need to win. Tomorrow doesn't exist yet. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, ask yourself at every moment, is this essential? If not, stop doing it. Let this be your filter for everything you do. You have begun. You faced resistance. You felt fear, doubt, and discomfort, and yet you continued. This is the foundation of transformation. Week 1 is not about looking different, it's about thinking different. You are not fully transformed yet, but you are no longer who you were. In part 4, we will enter days 8 to 15, building momentum and strengthening discipline. This is where consistency becomes power. Days 8 to 15, building momentum and strengthening discipline. If the first 7 days were about pain, shock, and breaking the old you, then days 8 to 15 are about something different, momentum. You're no longer just forcing yourself to wake up early or to train your body. You're starting to feel a rhythm. You're slowly moving from discipline to devotion. You still feel tired sometimes. You still fight cravings. But now, something inside you has changed. You've proven to yourself that you can survive discomfort. And that changes everything. Because once the mind sees proof, it becomes stronger. It begins to trust you. Seneca once wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." You dare to begin. You dare to suffer. And now, things that once felt impossible now feel manageable. The shift from forcing to flowing. During the first week, your mind constantly questioned your actions. Why wake up early? Why avoid junk food? Why do I have to train daily? But now you don't ask why anymore. You just do it. This is momentum. Your brain is slowly rewiring itself. Habits are forming. Your actions are no longer emotional, they're automatic. You're no longer controlled by feelings, you're controlled by purpose. But don't relax yet. Momentum is powerful but also dangerous. Why? Because it makes you comfortable again. And comfort is where most people fall. This is the phase where many people become overconfident. They start to negotiate with themselves again. I've been doing well, maybe I can skip one workout. One cheat meal won't destroy everything. I deserve a little rest. No, you're still in the early war. Discipline isn't permanent yet. It's growing but still fragile. Like a seed, it has broken through the soil, but it is not a tree yet. If you stop watering it, it dies. Your body and mind in week 2. Here's what usually happens between day 8 and day 15. Physically, your body starts adjusting to workouts. Muscle soreness decreases. Energy levels become more stable. Sleep improves, especially with fixed routines. Mentally, you feel more clear-headed. Focus improves during work or study. You start thinking before reacting emotionally. You begin to respect yourself more. Emotionally, some days you feel calm and centered. Other days, emotions hit harder because your brain is not distracted by dopamine. You might feel empty at times. This is detox from past habits. Discipline versus consistency. What matters now? Discipline means doing what you must, even when you don't want to. Consistency means doing it every single day. In week 1, discipline was your weapon. You forced yourself to act. But from week 2 onwards, consistency becomes the real superpower. Think of discipline as the spark and consistency as the fire. Without consistency, discipline dies. Daily structure, now with more intention. You already have a routine. But in this phase, it must become tighter, more purposeful. Morning. Wake up at the same time every day. No snooze. Drink water, stretch, breathe. Read something meaningful. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. Say your daily affirmation. 75 days. No excuses. No surrender. Daytime. Work in deep focus blocks. 45 to 60 minutes focus, 10-minute break. Avoid mindless scrolling. Fuel your body with clean meals. Do your main workout. Challenge yourself. Add a little more weight, a little more speed, a little more discipline. Night. Light dinner. Clean yourself. Symbolic reset. Journal. What did I win today? What did I lose? Sleep at the same time. Timing is everything. The power of silent confidence. By the second week, people might start to notice small changes. You look more alive. You talk less, but your words hold more weight. Your posture is different, more grounded. Your eyes are calmer. This is called silent confidence. Not loud, not ego-filled. Just a quiet strength that says, I am improving even if nobody sees it. Don't announce your journey. Don't seek validation. The Stoics said, work in silence. Let improvement make the noise. Dealing with emotional waves. In this phase, you might face unexpected emotions. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Other days you'll feel empty, quiet, or sad. That's normal. Why? Because for the first time in a long time, you're not numbing your mind. No junk food. No endless scrolling. No escaping. You're feeling life as it is. When sadness comes, don't run. Let it teach you. When laziness comes, don't fight with thoughts. Just move your body. When anger comes, breathe. Count to 10. Walk away. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This includes thoughts. Not every thought deserves your energy. Mental pain to watch out for. Between day 8 to 15, you may experience these inner voices. Comparison, others are doing better than me. Counter it, this is my journey. I only compete with who I was yesterday. Impatience, why don't I see big results yet? Answer, roots grow before the tree rises. Self-doubt, what if I fail later? Response, what if I succeed because I didn't quit today? Craving comfort, I want the old life back. Reply, that life almost killed my dreams. How to strengthen discipline this week. White heavy checkmark, keep your promises to yourself. White heavy checkmark, do hard things even when no one is watching. White heavy checkmark, eat clean, train hard, rest well. White heavy checkmark, when your mind says stop, do 5 more reps, 5 more minutes, 1 more push. White heavy checkmark, stay humble. Stay hungry. Remember this line. Once you learn to do what is necessary, not what is easy, you become unstoppable. The Stoic reminder for week 2. You control your actions, not the results. You control your effort, not other people. You control your mind, not your fate. So give your best and let life handle the rest. You have survived the pain of beginning. Now you are entering the phase of momentum. But remember, momentum is not an excuse to relax. It is a reason to go harder. You are no longer who you were on day 1. But you are not yet who you will become on day 75. This phase is not about proving to others. It is about proving to yourself. I am not temporary. I am consistent. There comes a point in every transformation journey where the noise of the world begins to fade. Not because the world has gone silent, but because your mind has become selective. This phase, day 16 to day 25, is where your transformation shifts from external effort to internal mastery. The first 15 days were about pain, discipline, and adjusting your body and mind to the idea of change. But now, something deeper is happening. You're moving into isolation. Not physical loneliness, but mental separation from who you used to be. This is the phase where people around you start noticing that you are different. You reply less, you scroll less, you speak less. Your energy no longer chases temporary dopamine. You begin to prefer silence over noise, progress over approval. And that's exactly how it should be. 1. Why isolation is necessary. Growth is not loud. It happens in silence. Flowers don't bloom under applause. They bloom under the quiet care of nature. In the same way, your transformation will not happen in the crowd. It will happen when you are alone, with your thoughts, your routine, your discipline. This is also the point where you begin to lose people. Not because you hate them, but because you no longer match their frequency. Some friends may call you changed, some may say you're acting distant, some may even try to pull you back to your old habits. But understand this, you are not distancing yourself from them, you are distancing yourself from your old self. A mentor once said, if your environment doesn't change, your results won't change. You are now changing your environment both physically and mentally. You are removing distractions, limiting small talk, cutting toxic influences, and designing a life around growth instead of comfort. 2. The science of deep work. This phase is about entering what is known as deep work. The ability to focus without distraction on something that improves your mind, your skill, or your future. Most people never enter deep work in their lifetime. They live in shallow work, scrolling, multitasking, distractions, doing many things but achieving nothing. Deep work is the opposite. It's when you disconnect from noise and commit your full attention to one meaningful task. During days 16 to 25, your goal is to build this ability. Here's how. Choose a core focus. One skill, one project, one goal that matters most in the next 75 days. 2 hours of deep work daily. No phone, no social media, no interruptions. Environment of focus. Clean table, notebook, water bottle, silence, or instrumental music. Start with a ritual. Maybe lighting a candle, breathing deeply, or writing your goal before you start. Rituals signal your brain, it's time to focus. At first, your mind will resist. You will feel restless, bored, tempted to check your phone. But push through the discomfort. Deep work is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. 3. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is power. In this phase, you will notice something strange. Your mind begins to talk louder when the world becomes quiet. Old memories arise. Past mistakes appear. Regrets whisper. Anxiety tries to grow. Many people run away from silence because they are afraid of their own thoughts. But don't run. Sit with yourself. Listen. Understand. This is healing. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This phase is exactly that, learning to find peace inside yourself without needing noise, people, or attention. Try this each night. Sit alone for 10 minutes. No music, no phone, no conversations. Just breathe. Observe thoughts coming and going. Don't judge them. Just watch. This small act builds mental clarity and emotional stability. 4. Emotional independence. No more needing validation. Real transformation is not just physical or productive. It is emotional. You start becoming unaffected by opinions and validation from others. You stop trying to impress everyone. You stop explaining your journey to people who are not even ready to understand it. You realize something important. You don't need people to understand you. You need to understand yourself. Here's how to build emotional independence. Stop announcing your goals. Let your actions speak. Stop seeking likes, comments, and attention for every small achievement. Stop expecting support from everyone. Some people want you to grow, others want you to stay small. Start respecting your own approval more than anyone else's. This detachment is powerful. It makes you unshakable. 5. Discipline becomes identity. In the first 10 days, discipline felt like a fight. You had to force yourself out of bed. Force yourself to read. Force yourself to say no to distractions. But now, around day 20, something changes. You wake up early without arguing with the alarm. You start your habits without drama. You don't negotiate with your mind. Discipline begins to feel natural because it is no longer a task. It is becoming part of who you are. This is when you start saying, "I don't compromise with my routine. I don't skip workouts. I don't waste time arguing with weakness." This phase is beautiful. Your habits are no longer what you do. They are becoming who you are. 6. Practical routine for days 16 to 25. Here's a structured guide you can follow. Morning, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Heavy checkmark wake up, no snooze. Heavy checkmark drink water, sit in silence for 2 minutes. Heavy checkmark 30 minutes exercise or walk. Heavy checkmark 15 minutes journaling, what am I grateful for? What is my main mission today? Heavy checkmark cold shower if possible. Deep work block 1, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Heavy checkmark focus on your most important task. No phone, no notifications. Heavy checkmark use a timer, 50-minute work, 10-minute rest. Midday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Heavy checkmark light healthy meal. Heavy checkmark short walk or stretching. Heavy checkmark no social media during meals. Deep work block 2, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Heavy checkmark continue your skill building or project work. Heavy checkmark avoid multitasking. Evening, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Heavy checkmark journal, what did I do right? What could I improve? Heavy checkmark read something that feeds your mind, Stoic philosophy, biography, self-mastery books. Heavy checkmark 10 minutes of silence or breathing. Heavy checkmark no social media 1 hour before sleep. Follow this for 10 days. Watch your mind and life start changing. 7. The world won't understand, and that's okay. Don't expect people to clap for you when you choose discipline over distraction. Many will not support you. Some will criticize you. Some will say, "You've changed." And you must respond silently in your heart. "Yes, I have. That was the point." Remember, people who don't have the courage to change themselves will always try to stop those who do. Stay gentle but stay firm. You don't need to argue. You don't need to prove anything. Just keep moving. What's next? If you make it through this phase, isolation, deep work, emotional independence, you will become dangerous in the best way. What? Because you now have something most people never build: control over yourself. The next phase will test your commitment even more. External temptations will come back, old habits will try to return, people will question your silence, but you will be stronger. By the time you reach days 26 to 35 of this 75-day journey, something unexpected happens. The pain from the beginning is gone. The resistance has weakened. Your body is used to waking up early. Your mind is used to routines. You feel stronger, more focused, more in control. But this is when one of the most dangerous phases of transformation begins. Not the beginning when everything is hard. Not the end when everything is clear. But this middle point, where comfort slowly returns and tries to take everything away. Your mind whispers, "You've done enough. Take a break. You deserve it." This is the illusion that destroys most people's progress. 1. The return of comfort. In the first 10 days, discipline was a fight. In the next 10, it became a habit. But now, in this third phase, discipline must become a lifestyle. Because this is when comfort comes back. Not as pain, but as a soft, warm voice telling you to relax. You're 30 days in. You've proven that you can change. You're more productive than ever. But the mind plays tricks. It says, one skipped day won't hurt. You're already different. Why push so hard? Just one scroll, one snack, one late morning. But this is not just a small mistake. It is the beginning of falling backward. Remember this truth. Your old self does not die quietly. It waits. It watches. And the moment you lose focus, it steps back in. 2. Temptations hit harder in silence. It's strange, when you're busy fighting pain, temptations don't bother you much. But when life gets quiet, temptations get louder. This is why monks, warriors, stoics, all of them, train their minds to handle silence. During days 26 to 35, you will notice. You crave comfort food again. You feel like checking your phone for validation. You want to talk to people you already cut off. You question your mission. Why am I even doing this? This is not weakness. This is your mind being tested. Your job is simple. Do not negotiate with weakness. If your alarm rings, you get up. If it's time to train, you train. If it's time for deep work, you sit and do it. Not because it feels good, but because your word matters, especially to yourself. 3. The Stoic view, resisting yourself. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Stoicism is not about showing no emotion. It is about not being controlled by emotion. Here's how to apply Stoic discipline in this phase. Feeling lazy? Recognize it. Don't judge it, but don't obey it. Craving something unhealthy? Tell yourself, I control what enters my body. Pleasure does not control me. Feeling lonely? Remind yourself, the person I must become is built in silence. Feeling like quitting? Say, if I stop now, I return to the person I fought so hard to leave behind. The goal is not to feel motivated. The goal is to act with honor, even when no one is watching. 4. Boredom, the silent killer of progress. By day 30, routine becomes predictable. You know your habits, you know your schedule, and the mind gets bored. Boredom is dangerous because it doesn't feel destructive. It feels harmless, but it slowly pushes you toward distraction. You open your phone just for a minute. You watch one video, then another. You skip journaling because it's repetitive. You delay your workout because you're already disciplined. This is how the fall begins. So how do you fight boredom? By adding purpose inside repetition. When you journal, don't just write. Ask deeper questions. When you work out, don't just move. Improve your form. When you read, don't just consume. Reflect and apply. Repetition without meaning creates boredom. Repetition with mindfulness creates mastery. 5. How to build unbreakable routine walls. During this stage, your routine must become stronger than your mood. These are the non-negotiable rules for days 26 to 35. White heavy checkmark rule 1. Wake up at the same time, no negotiation. Even if you slept late, even if you don't feel like it, wake up. This is how you train your mind that discipline is not optional. White heavy checkmark rule 2. First hour belongs to you, not your phone. No social media. No scrolling. Just water, movement, journaling, silence. White heavy checkmark rule 3. 2 deep work sessions every day. 1 in the morning, 1 later in the day. No multitasking. No notifications. White heavy checkmark rule 4. Move your body daily. Work out, run, walk, stretch. But do something physical. A weak body cannot carry a strong mind. White heavy checkmark rule 5. Night reflection. No skips. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Or did I lose focus? What will I do better tomorrow? These small questions build massive self-awareness. 6. When no one notices your progress. Another test appears during this phase, silence from the world. People don't clap for you. They don't notice your effort. They don't praise your discipline. They might even say, you're overreacting. Relax a little. This can hurt, because deep inside we all want someone to say, I see how hard you're trying. But remember, you are not doing this for applause. You are doing this for transformation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Let your actions speak so loudly that one day you won't need to explain anything. 7. Mental strategies to stay unbreakable. Use these techniques whenever you feel weak. Feeling used this thought, I'll do it later. Later becomes never. Now is the only time you control. One day off won't matter. It always starts with one day, then two, then failure. No one cares about my progress. You care. That's enough. It's too hard. Good. Growth is supposed to be uncomfortable. Point 8. Reminder, you are closer than you think. You have already survived the hardest part, the beginning. Don't lose everything because comfort returned in disguise. Day 26 to 35 is not about proving anything to the world. It's about proving to your own soul that you are not the same person you were. 9. What happens next? After this phase, your mind will shift again. You will start seeing results. Your energy will change. People will notice. Opportunities will appear. But only if you don't quit here. Somewhere between days 36 and 45, something powerful begins to happen. You wake up one morning and realize you are not the same person anymore. Your mind is quieter. Your emotions are steadier. Your body feels lighter, stronger. You no longer need motivation to get started. You simply do what must be done. You've crossed the halfway mark, and transformation has shifted from invisible to visible. People around you start noticing. Some are inspired by your discipline. Some are confused. Some are silent, watching. And a few may feel threatened because your consistency is exposing their excuses. This phase is not just about progress. It is about silent power. You are no longer proving yourself. You're simply becoming who you were meant to be. 1. The energy shift. Others can feel it. Before, no one cared about your goals. No one saw your early morning struggles or late-night discipline. You were fighting alone in silence. But now, your results begin to speak. Your posture is different. Your eyes look more focused. You talk less, observe more. You choose peace instead of drama. You don't chase attention, you carry presence. And that is when people start saying, "You've changed. What happened to you? You're different now." They don't realize you didn't just change. You evolved. 2. Confidence built through actions, not words. True confidence is not loud. It is not found in shouting, showing off, or posting everything online. No. Real confidence is quiet. It comes from one place, self-respect. And self-respect is earned through consistent action. You respect yourself more because, heavy check mark, you keep your promises to yourself. Heavy check mark, you do the hard things even when no one is watching. Heavy check mark, you no longer depend on other people's approval. Heavy check mark, you choose discipline over desire. You don't need to tell anyone you're improving. Your energy already says it. 3. The silent revenge, success without noise. There are people who doubted you. Some laughed. Some ignored your efforts. Some said you would quit like before. But instead of fighting back with words, you chose silence. You chose focus. You chose to let your actions become your response. This is called silent revenge. Not revenge through hate, but revenge through improvement. You don't need to argue with anyone. You don't need to explain your journey. You don't need to prove your worth. As the Stoics say, the best answer to a fool is silence. Let your transformation be the loudest thing about you. 4. Jealousy and criticism, how to handle it calmly. When your growth becomes visible, not everyone will celebrate it. Some will feel uncomfortable because your discipline highlights their laziness. Your progress reminds them of what they could have been. Here's how to deal with them. Situation: Stoic response: they criticize you. Stay calm. Remember, their words reflect them, not you. They mock your journey. Smile. Keep building. You do not owe them a reaction. They try to pull you back. Create distance. Your peace, their comfort. They copy you but pretend they don't. Let them. Growth is not a competition. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike the one who wronged you." So remain kind but remain focused. Stay humble but stay unshakable. 5. The temptation to slow down. This phase is dangerous, not because you are weak but because you are strong enough to relax. You feel, "I've done enough. I deserve a break." This is a trap, because slowing down now doesn't just pause your progress, it pulls you back toward the old version of you. This is where you must remember the rule. Comfort is the enemy of transformation. Your goal is not to do great things for a few days. Your goal is to become the kind of person who lives with discipline naturally. 6. Balancing confidence with humility. You are changing. You can feel it. But remember, stay humble. Stay grounded. Do not become arrogant. Do not look down on others. Do not become what you left behind. Confidence says, "I can do it." Arrogance says, "Only I can do it." Humility says, "I'm grateful I can do it, and I will help others too when the time is right." Real strength is silent, controlled, and kind. 7. Daily structure to maintain this level. To protect your progress in days 36 to 45, Your routine should remain disciplined and uninterrupted. Morning, still in control. Heavy checkmark, wake up early, no debating. Heavy checkmark, 5 minutes silence or breathing. Heavy checkmark, exercise or stretching. Heavy checkmark, write one line, who do I choose to be today? Midday, deep work over distractions. Heavy checkmark, 2 hours of focused skill building or work. Heavy checkmark, no phone during tasks. Heavy checkmark, eat clean, fuel your body like an athlete preparing for battle. Evening, reflection and gratitude. Heavy checkmark, journal, what improved today? Heavy checkmark, write one lesson learned. Heavy checkmark, moments of silence, disconnect to reconnect. Heavy checkmark, sleep on time, discipline also means rest. 8. You are becoming dangerous, in a beautiful way. Not dangerous in violence, not dangerous in ego, but dangerous because you do not depend on approval. You are not ruled by emotion. You don't run from pain, you use it. You don't break when life gets heavy. You have seen who you can become and there is no going back. This version of you cannot be controlled by society's distractions. You choose your path. You think for yourself. You act with purpose. This is rare. This is powerful. 9. You're almost ready for the final transformation. After day 45, the journey intensifies. The body is trained. The mind is disciplined. Now the soul must be sharpened. The final days will not be about fighting others. They will be about overcoming your deeper fears, anxieties, and doubts. But do not worry, you are becoming strong enough to win. Think back for a moment. You have come a long way from where you started. The first day of this journey, when everything felt uncertain, maybe even impossible. You didn't know if you could stay disciplined, if you could resist old habits, or if you would still be here in the grind, pushing forward. But now something is different. You have built momentum. You are no longer just trying, you are doing. You are no longer chasing consistency, you are living it. And this, right here, is one of the most powerful states a human being can experience, the state of flow and forward momentum. 1. What is momentum and why it matters? Momentum is not just physical movement. In life, momentum is the invisible force that makes hard things feel lighter, difficult choices feel natural, and discipline feel automatic. In the beginning, every step feels heavy. You fight your thoughts, your emotions, your laziness. But after days, weeks of repeated effort, something changes. Waking up early stops being painful. It becomes your rhythm. Saying no to distractions doesn't feel like sacrifice. It feels like self-respect. Working on your goals no longer needs motivation. It has become your identity. This is momentum, the point where resistance is weaker than your drive. 2. The psychological shift. You're not who you used to be. This phase of the journey is the most beautiful, but also the most dangerous. What? Because when you start to feel strong, when life begins to align with your effort, ego wants to whisper in your ear, you've done enough. Take it easy now. This is where many people fall. They slow down just when life is finally opening the doors for them. But you are different. Look in the mirror today. You are not the same person who started. Your eyes reflect more discipline. Your body carries more control. Your mind speaks more truth than fear. You're not perfect, but you are strong. 3. Flow state, when discipline becomes effortless. The flow state is where effort and ease become one. You're not forcing yourself to work, you want to work. You're not resisting distractions, you don't care about them anymore. This state is triggered by 3 things. White heavy checkmark, clear goals, you know exactly what you want. White heavy checkmark, immediate feedback, you can see your progress. White heavy checkmark, balanced challenge, hard enough to excite you, not too hard to break you. When these 3 combine, your mind locks in. Time starts passing quickly. Hours of work feel like minutes. Success doesn't feel far, it feels inevitable. For the danger of comfort returning. But remember, flow is powerful but fragile. Comfort is still waiting for you. Laziness still remembers your name. Signs that you're slipping. You start delaying your morning routine by just 5 minutes. You scroll your phone at night, convincing yourself it's just a break. You skip one workout and call it rest. You stop writing your goals every morning because you think you remember them. This is how momentum dies quietly. So how do you protect it? 5. Protect the momentum, rituals over motivation. Success doesn't belong to people with motivation. It belongs to people with rituals. Rituals are your shield against laziness. Your morning routine, your workout schedule, your journal, your prayers, your planning. This is your armor. This is what keeps you grounded. You don't need motivation every day, you need structure. Even on bad days, weaker days, tired days, follow the ritual even if you do it slowly. Because momentum doesn't require perfection. It requires continuation. 6. Don't chase speed, chase direction. Some people now make a mistake. They want to go faster. But life is not about speed. It's about direction. What is the point of running fast if you're going towards the wrong destination? Stay patient. Build skill, not shortcuts. Build character, not ego. Build something that lasts, not something that only looks good. 7. Your life is already changing, whether you see it or not. Right now, your future is shifting. People may not see the change yet. Money may not have come yet. Success may not be shouting your name. But change is never loud in the beginning. Seeds don't make noise when they grow. Only trees do. So don't worry if nobody notices your progress. One day they will. And that day they'll ask you, how did you change so much? And you'll simply smile and say, in 75 days, I decided to take myself seriously. Keep moving even if it's slow. No matter how small today's progress is, it still matters. If you woke up and made your bed, progress. If you didn't quit when you felt tired, progress. If you controlled your emotions instead of reacting, progress. If you worked on your dream even when no one clapped, progress. Small steps every day, that's how momentum keeps breathing. 9. Final reminder of this part. This journey is no longer about changing your life. It's about becoming someone who never needs to escape from their own mind, someone who carries peace even in chaos. You have momentum now. Protect it, respect it, use it. Because from this point onwards, you are not only moving, you are becoming unstoppable. Silence, solitude, and the art of inner transformation. Most people are loud. Not with their voices, but with their distractions. Constant noise, constant scrolling, constant need for entertainment. They fear silence because silence exposes their truth. But if you truly want to come back different in 75 days, remember this: transformation doesn't happen in noise. It happens in silence. 1. Why silence is necessary for change. Growth is not just physical or visible. Real change starts where no one can see, inside your mind. You can go to the gym and build muscles. You can work and make money. You can post success quotes. But if your mind is messy, overthinking, weak, loud, then your success has no foundation. Silence is not loneliness. Silence is a tool. It gives you clarity, direction, and self-awareness. It helps you hear the voice inside you that you've been ignoring for years. 2. Solitude versus loneliness. Understand the difference. Loneliness is when you feel empty because no one is around. Solitude is when you feel full even when no one is around. Loneliness drains you. Solitude builds you. Great minds, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, all practiced solitude. They understood that before conquering the world, a person must conquer their own mind. 3. How to use silence during these 75 days. You don't need mountains or temples. You need moments of intentional silence. Here's how. White heavy check mark. Start your morning in silence. No phone, no notifications. Just you, your breath, and your thoughts. White heavy check mark. Journal daily. Write what you feel. Don't filter it. Don't judge it. Just release it. White heavy check mark. Sit alone for 10 to 15 minutes every evening. Reflect. What did you do right today? What needs improvement? White heavy check mark. Take quiet walks. No music, no podcasts. Just observe your surroundings and thoughts. In silence, your mind will try to shout your fears, regrets, and mistakes at you. Don't run. Listen. That's healing. 4. Facing your inner battles. Everyone wants success, but very few want to face their own darkness. In silence, you will meet your regrets, your guilt, your weakness, your fears. But you will also meet your strength, your wisdom, your purpose, your future self. And in that meeting, you'll realize everything you were searching for externally was always inside you. 5. Digital noise, the enemy of inner peace. The world today is louder than ever. Short videos, constant scrolling, instant dopamine. These things don't relax your mind, they exhaust it. Every time you escape into your phone, you are running away from yourself. So for the remaining days of this journey, practice digital discipline. Unfollow accounts that make you compare your life. Reduce screen time. Set app limits. No phone for the first and last hour of the day. Use technology, don't let it use you. 6. The mind like still water. Imagine a glass of muddy water. Shake it and everything is unclear. Leave it still and the dirt settles, the water becomes clear. Your mind works the same way. When you stay in constant noise, your thoughts are shaken, emotions are unstable. But when you sit in silence, everything settles and clarity appears. 7. Why most people avoid silence. Because silence shows them who they are. It strips away excuses, distractions, and fake confidence. It forces them to face their truth, and truth is not always comfortable. That's why average people drown themselves in noise. But you're not average anymore. You are choosing the harder path, the silent path, the path of discipline, reflection, and self-control. What silence will give you? If you stay consistent, silence will reward you with mental strength, emotional balance, clear goals, inner peace, confidence without noise, stability no one can take away. You will not just look different after 75 days, you will be different. 9. Final reminder of this part. Solitude is not isolation. It is preparation. Use silence as your weapon. Use solitude as your training ground. Because out of silence, the strongest voices are born. Out of solitude, the strongest souls are created. And when you return after 75 days, people won't just see the change, they will feel it. Discipline over motivation, becoming unstoppable. There comes a moment in everyone's journey where motivation disappears. The hype fades. The excitement is gone. And what's left? Just you and the choice. Do you stop or do you continue? This is the point where most people give up. Not because they are weak, but because they were depending on motivation instead of discipline. 1. Motivation is a visitor, discipline is a home. Motivation is like a guest. It comes and goes whenever it wants. Discipline is like a home you build, brick by brick, with your own hands. You can't wake up every day expecting to feel inspired. You won't always feel like working out, studying, praying, or staying focused. But discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline asks, what needs to be done today? 2. The formula of the 75-day comeback. By this point in your journey, you've faced pain, temptation, exhaustion, and even silence. But now, to become unstoppable, you must master this formula. Discipline plus consistency plus time equals transformation. Not once, not for a week, every single day. Even when you're tired, even when no one is watching, even when nothing seems to change. Because real change is not loud. It is quiet persistence. 3. When your mind says stop, do one more. You will face this moment. During a workout, your body says enough. During study, your brain says I can't focus anymore. During training, business, or prayer, your heart says, why am I even doing this? In that moment, do just one more rep, one more page, one more minute. Not because you are strong, but because you are deciding to become strong. 4. The emotional battle, your feelings versus your future. Feelings are temporary. Your future is permanent. If you live based on emotions, your life will become a roller coaster. Up one day, down the next. Successful people don't ignore emotions, they control them. You can feel tired and still show up. You can feel unmotivated and still work. You can feel afraid and still take action. That's discipline. 5. Create a system, not just good days. Motivation depends on good days. Discipline builds systems that work on every day. Here's how to turn discipline into a lifestyle. White heavy checkmark fixed morning routine. Wake up at the same time, no snoozing. Start with something productive, not your phone. White heavy checkmark daily non-negotiables, exercise, learning, prayer/meditation, clean diet, reading, journaling. These are not options. White heavy checkmark night reflection. Before sleeping, ask yourself, did I respect my goals today? White heavy checkmark track everything. Use a notebook or app. Track workouts, reading, progress, expenses, bad habits. Success isn't built in your mind, it's built in your daily schedule. 6. Pain will visit you anyway, choose your kind. Life gives you two kinds of pain. The pain of discipline, the pain of regret. One makes you stronger, the other destroys you silently. You will either suffer now through sacrifice, or later through guilt. Which one will define your 75-day journey? 7. When people don't understand you. At this stage, people might say, why are you so serious? You've changed. You don't hang out anymore. What's the point? They don't understand because they are still living in comfort. You are living in purpose. Remember, you're not doing this to impress them. You're doing this so that one day your future self shakes your hand and says, thank you for not giving up on me. 8. Becoming the person who doesn't break. Discipline does something extraordinary. It changes your identity. You're no longer the person who quits. You're the person who finishes. You're no longer controlled by mood. You're guided by mindset. And that is when life starts to respect you. Doors open. Opportunities appear. Not because of luck, but because you earn them through daily discipline. 9. Final reminder of this part. Motivation may start your journey, but discipline finishes it. And after 75 days, you won't just come back different, you will come back unrecognizable. This is where the world stops doubting you. This is where your past self becomes proud of you. This is where your future begins. The price of transformation. Sacrifices nobody talks about. Everybody wants to change. Everybody wants a better life. But very few are willing to pay the price. Because transformation doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It comes wrapped in sacrifice. Behind every strong person you admire, there are silent battles, lonely nights, tears nobody saw, and sacrifices the world will never understand. If you truly want to come back different in 75 days, remember this. You will have to give up things you thought you could never live without. 1. The hidden cost of becoming someone new. Growth is not just about adding new habits. It's also about removing old habits, old environments, and sometimes old people. You can't carry your old self into your new life. That means giving up late-night scrolling for early morning discipline. Canceling plans so you can stay committed to your routine. Walking away from people who don't respect your vision. Saying no more often than you say yes. And yes, it hurts, but pain is not a sign to stop. Pain is a sign that change is happening. 2. The loneliness of the middle. In the beginning, people might support you. In the end, they'll admire you. But in the middle, they won't understand you. This is the phase where your transformation is invisible. You're working hard, changing your habits, improving your life, but no one sees results yet. This is where doubt comes. This is where the mind says, maybe nothing is changing. But remember, seeds don't make noise when they grow. Only trees do. Trust the process. 3. Losing friends, gaining yourself. One of the hardest sacrifices is people. Some friends will stop calling. Some will say you've changed. Some will mock your goals. But understand something. You are not losing them. You are just finding yourself. Not everyone is meant to walk this path with you. Some people belong in your past, not your future. And that's okay. 4. Sacrifice comfort or sacrifice potential. Life will make you choose. Sacrifice your comfort now. Wake up early, work hard, stay disciplined. Or sacrifice your potential later. Live with regret, wondering, what if I tried harder? Comfort feels good now but destroys you slowly. Sacrifice hurts now but builds you silently. Greatness is expensive, and the currency is your comfort. 5. Emotional breakdown is not failure. There will be days when you cry, when you doubt everything, when your body is tired and your mind is screaming for rest. This is not failure. This is transformation. Every muscle grows by tearing a little. Every diamond is made under pressure. Your heart and mind are becoming stronger the same way. So if you feel like breaking, don't quit. Break the limits, not yourself. 6. Cutting distractions, the silent superpower. You don't need more time. You need fewer distractions. The real enemy of progress is not lack of talent, it's wasted attention. Remove toxic conversations. Control your screen time. Turn your phone off when you work. Protect your mind like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. 7. What sacrifice will give you? In return for your sacrifices, life will give you self-respect, mental freedom, physical strength, emotional control, confidence that comes from discipline, not compliments. You won't just change your life, you will change your identity. 8. Final reminder of this part. You can't become a new person and keep your old habits. You can't build a new life and stay in old environments. You can't grow without letting go. These 75 days are not just about improvement, they are about rebirth. And rebirth always requires something to die. Your excuses, your laziness, your old mindset. 75 days ago, you stood at the bottom of a mountain, tired, lost, maybe even broken. You didn't know if you could climb. You just knew one thing. You couldn't stay where you were. You were tired of your old self. Tired of fake promises. Tired of watching life pass by while you stood still. And that pain, that quiet, silent pain, became your motivation to start. And now you are here. Day 75. Not perfect, not finished, but transformed. 1. Look at who you were and who you are now. Think of the person who started this. The one who kept scrolling late at night, saying, "Tomorrow I'll change." The one who was full of dreams but empty in action. The one who cared more about what people thought than what they truly wanted. That version of you is gone. Now you wake up early even when you don't feel like it. You work on yourself even when no one claps for you. You say no to distractions because you finally know where you're going. You didn't just change your habits. You changed your identity. 2. What you gained in these 75 days. In these days, you didn't just build muscle or learn discipline, you built something much more valuable. Self-respect, you now trust yourself. Mental clarity, you know what matters and what doesn't. Emotional strength, you don't react to everything, you respond with calm. Discipline, you don't wait for motivation anymore, you move regardless. Silence and peace, you no longer chase noise to feel alive. You are enough. This is not just transformation, this is rebirth. 3. The world may not celebrate you, and that's okay. Maybe no one is clapping for you. Maybe your progress isn't viral, isn't posted, isn't loud. But real transformation is like sunrise. Slow, silent, unstoppable. People may not see the early mornings, the tears, the sacrifices, the lonely nights. But one day they will see the results, and they won't understand how you did it. And that's fine, because this journey was never about proving them wrong. It was always about proving yourself right. For this is not the ending, this is the beginning. The biggest mistake people make? They treat day 75 as the finish line. But listen, this is just the foundation. You didn't go through all this pain to return to your old life. You didn't break habits, fight temptations, and rebuild yourself just to quit now. From today, you don't fall back to laziness. You don't let comfort win again. You don't allow temporary emotions to destroy permanent progress. From today, the standards are higher, and they stay that way. 5. Life after day 75. What you must do now. To make sure you don't fall back, you must build a life that supports this new version of you. White heavy checkmark, keep your non-negotiable habits, exercise, learning, prayer/meditation, clean diet, discipline. White heavy checkmark, stay away from toxic people and distractions. Protect your peace like it's your oxygen. White heavy checkmark, set new goals immediately, don't stop. Transform your 75-day habits into a lifestyle. White heavy checkmark, stay humble, stay hungry, pride kills progress. Stay a student. 6. You faced the hardest enemy, yourself. The biggest battles weren't outside, they were inside. Dragging yourself out of bed when no one was watching. Fighting cravings and distractions in silence. Controlling anger, sadness, loneliness, and doubt. Working when your body was tired and mind said quit. You faced those battles, and you won. Not once, but daily. Now you understand, discipline is self-love in motion. 7. The most beautiful part? No one did this for you. No friend woke you up every morning. No family member forced you to stay committed. No miracle happened. You did this. You became your own motivation, your own discipline, your own savior. And if you can do this, what else can you do? 8. A message to your future self. There will be a moment, months or years from now, where life hits you hard again. You might feel lost again, tired, uncertain. And on that day, I want you to remember this version of you, right now on day 75. The one who didn't give up, the one who kept going, the one who rose. Let this version of you be a reminder, you are stronger than your excuses. 9. Final words for you, and for everyone listening. If you're listening to this and you haven't started your 75 days yet, start. Not tomorrow, not someday. Start now. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need full motivation. You just need a decision. And if you are already on the journey, don't stop. You are closer to your transformation than you think. 10. The comeback is complete, but the journey continues. This is not a motivational speech. This is your story. A story of pain, discipline, struggle, and rebirth. You didn't just survive 75 days. You came back different. Not louder, not prouder, just stronger, quieter, unshakable. And the world will notice. If this inspired you, subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who needs it, and remember, the next 75 days can change everything. But only if you begin.